123 Christian churches across Canada have either been burned to the ground, vandalized, or desecrated. And to this day, there has been no national inquiry called to address this national crisis. Now, here at Juno News, we painstakingly sifted through police and media reports to put together a detailed list of the churches that have been targeted. From spray painting to full-blown arson, the destruction is far worse than anyone realizes. And on our website, we have an interactive map where you can visually see the churches that have been affected in each area. This is the most comprehensive and eye-opening map ever created on this issue, which has already been seen by over 1 million people and referenced by media outlets across the globe. To view this map and the list of churches with their incidents, you can visit junonews.com or click the link in our bio. Many Canadians are completely unaware of the true scale of these attacks. This isn't just a statistic, it's an ongoing catastrophe that deserves the nation's attention.
Hello and welcome back to Christian Global Beat, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. We have another great video for you on a subject that, again, I didn't know much about. There are apparently quite a few church fires that have been going on in Canada. Quite frankly, an abnormal amount. A lot of arson. No one seems to know why. There seems to be no outcry in the government. No investigations going on. So we're going to take a look at it and see if we can get some knowledge about this and put these people in our prayers. Let's take a look.
Patrolling officers first noticed smoke billowing from a city center strip mall around 2:30 a.m. Minutes later, a towering inferno as crews raced to stop the fire from spreading.
The amount of flame and everything that was coming out of here was pretty large. It was well above the building here when they first got here. They had both fire trucks here with their ladders.
Police arrested a man leaving a business from the strip mall that's just a block away from Gateway Station. The fire was later deemed not suspicious and he was released. No one was injured. By morning, the extent of the damage more visible, the beloved All Nations Gospel Church reduced to rubble.
So this is a big loss, and I'm not sure exactly what the pastor is going to do right now.
Eddie McGee has been coming to the church for over a decade.
It's pretty much a family bond kind of church like that. Our community as a whole too. So it's most Africans that attend this with other nationality as well. But it's mostly Africans.
A second bilingual church also used the space.
When I got a call, I almost got to cry a little bit, right? Because we were only here for 8 months and we were really excited that we found a place and an opportunity to preach the Word of God.
Church leader Jonathan Gallardo has faith his congregation will recover.
It's gone, but I know that our hearts are strong and we're going to continue. We're going to find a place and we're going to continue to come and help the community.
Damage to other units, including broken windows, was also visible on Monday. Owners don't know if or when they'll be able to return. John Hernandez, CBC News, Surrey.
I appreciate you talking about the rise in hate in Canada and the meetings that you said you've had with synagogues and mosque communities. Are you aware that 123 churches have been burned, vandalized, or desecrated in the last 4 years in Canada?
Mr. Lloyd, I'm aware that a number of places of worship, including churches, have been vandalized, yes.
Have you met with any of those congregations, Minister?
I have not met with those specific congregations, but I have met with many members of different church and faith groups.
You haven't met with any of the members of the congregations in Canada, churches that have been subject to hate crimes over the last 4 years in this country?
I have not, no.
Is it because hate crimes against Christians aren't a priority for this government, Minister?
That's absolutely incorrect.
Well, you said you met with synagogues and mosques, which I do appreciate. Those communities need your support, Minister, but Christian communities also need your support. Why have you not met with any of those communities, Minister?
Well, I can tell you that I meet with faith leaders. I meet with Christian leaders across Canada all the time.
Thank you.
I've met with...
I'm going to move on to the next question.
It's just amazing to me that their minister has not met with one of these over 100 churches that have had to deal with this. Not one. I just find it amazing. Tell me what you think about it in the comments.
So this has been all over the internet, and this church was burnt down by arson, and it was 100 years old in Alberta. Just take a look and watch this video, and this situation is just terrible.
For nearly a century, the All Saints Ukrainian Orthodox Church in the hamlet of Belis has been a place for the community to hold Mass, get married, and celebrate life. But now...
utter devastation to see our church reduced to a pile of rubble.
Annette Flack has been the church's secretary and treasurer for nearly 40 years. Early Sunday morning, she woke up to calls of a fire at her beloved church.
We know that we're not the only church that this has happened to, and our feelings are the same as theirs. It's just, why? Why?
Smoky Lake RCMP say this fire has been linked to multiple vehicle thefts from Sunday morning. Police were trying to stop those vehicles. They used a spike belt near Smoky Lake. One suspect got out and bear sprayed one of the officers. After arrests, police found items from the church in the suspect's vehicle.
The stolen vehicle fled the scene while the suspect vehicle eventually stopped, with suspects fleeing on foot.
RCMP found and arrested 3 suspects, including 1 minor. Fire investigators found an accelerant was used and said this fire is arson.
We have not linked it to a hate crime, but the investigation is still ongoing.
Sergeant Anita Doctor says 9 charges, including arson, have been laid against 23-year-old Sandy Dawn Mary White and 26-year-old Lazar Favel, both from Saddle Lake Cree Nation. RCMP say there are likely more suspects and are asking the public for information.
I mean, this situation is just absolutely terrible, and that's the reason why I had to make a video on this. Flack said the church was tiny with about 15 active members, but it was very important of many of her aunts, uncles, including one of them who was celebrating his 50th anniversary of being a priest. My prayers seriously go to anyone who went to this church or who was involved in this church.
The part that stuck out to me is they've not been able to link this to a hate crime. I wonder if it was a mosque or even a synagogue, if they would have been able to link it to a hate crime immediately. Let me know what you think in the comments.
Here are some facts that the mainstream leftist woke media won't tell you about the churches that burnt down. First, at Sacred Heart in Penticton, the 2 pastors of the church were black men. Second, many of these churches were in the middle of communities, on graveyards. Third, believe it or not, but you can actually be a Christian by your own choice, and the people that were going to these churches were all indigenous. Fact 4, locals were actually sad that these churches were burnt down. They did not see this as right or just or something that they wanted. This was actually very heartbreaking for them.
RCMP in Northern Alberta are investigating yet another suspicious church fire, the 3rd one in a week. This time, the church was in the hamlet of Janvier, 120 kilometers south of Fort McMurray. Wood Buffalo RCMP say they were called to a fire at St. Gabriel Catholic Church at 10:30 Friday night. Officers found the church engulfed in flames. Residents tell Global News this was a beloved historic church that's been in the community for over 100 years. A place of worship now reduced to rubble. Witnesses told officers they saw a silver sedan leaving the property around the same time the blaze started. Anyone with information is urged to contact RCMP or Crime Stoppers.
I want all Christians to know what's happening here in Canada. Under the NDP and Liberal government, under Justin Trudeau, Mark Carney, and Jagmeet Singh, since 2021, 85 churches have been burned down to the ground or vandalized. If Mark Carney gets into office, he's going to approve Bill 367. If you are a Christian, you will be persecuted. If you get caught speaking the word, you will be thrown into jail. They've already done this multiple times. There's a pastor here in Alberta, I believe in Alberta, Calgary, that's been in jail multiple times. Tell me, what do you guys think?
Police say a fire at a southwest Calgary church was intentionally set. Fire crews found a small blaze inside after spotting a broken window. The fire caused minor damage and created a slight haze in the building. The arson unit and hate crimes prevention team are investigating. Stay tuned for more Calgary stories.
100 churches have been burned. You hear almost nothing from the Liberal government about this. Christians may be the #1 group that is victims of hate-based violence. But of course, it's not politically correct to say that. 100 terrorist attacks against Canadian churches. This anti-Christian hate has got to stop.
Well, there you have it, guys. That's the video for today. I think it's amazing as we go around the world that we see not only that Christians are being persecuted and having churches burned down and whatnot, there's no outrage. There's no one in governments around the world that are standing against it. They just kind of pretend it's not happening. They sweep it under the rug. For me, I find this hard to believe in some ways and in some ways not. Obviously, we know the Lord said, if they hate you, it's because they hated me first. And it's something that we all have to bear as Christians. But that doesn't mean that we can't talk about it. That doesn't mean that we can't share information. That doesn't mean that we can't take this to our prayer groups, to our Bible studies, to our church leaders, and make sure that we lift up all Christians and Christianity throughout the world. And don't forget about our brothers and neighbors in Canada. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, amen.